So there's elephant, right? The elephant gets a thorn in his paw. And this thorn hurts like a son of a bitch. So he's running around to all the different, like, jungle creatures, whatever, different animals, trying to get this thorn pulled out of his paw. So he goes to the cheetah, no, can't do. Alright, goes to the fucking warthogs, can't do. Even goes to the lion, the king of the jungle. Sorry. Tries to pull it out, no go. So he's like, okay, I can't get this fucking thorn out of my paw. No matter what I do, I just give up. Whatever. Fuck it. It'll push itself out eventually. All of a sudden he feels this little tap at the bottom of his fucking, his other paw. He looks down. This is ant. And the ant looks up at him and he goes, hey. Looks down and goes, what? He goes, I'm an ant. He goes, yeah, what's the fucking point? He goes, I can lift 500 times my weight. I can get that fucking thorn out like that. He goes, alright. Whatever, have at her. He goes, nah. He goes, my services ain't free. He goes, well, what's your fee? What do you want for it? He goes, well, if I could pull that thorn out of your paw, I get to fuck you in the ass, he says. So he looks down and goes, fucking ant, alright? There's no fucking, whatever. Fine, go nuts. Whatever, try. So sure enough, the ant goes up and pulls the thorn right out. Right? He looks at it, holy fuck, that's amazing. He goes, yeah, we're pretty strong. He goes, yeah, thank you very much. He goes, yeah, deal's a deal. It says, bend over. So sure enough, the elephant's like, okay, whatever, go ahead. So the ant gets up there, and he's really giving at it, right? Fucking the elephant right up the ass. And he's fucking, yeah, really enjoying it. Hours go by, and the elephant just forgets the ant's there. It's an ant, can't feel a damn thing, right? So he forgets the ant's completely there. All of a sudden, this mouse runs by. And he starts freaking out. The elephant's up on his fucking... He's like that. And all of a sudden you hear from the back, you hear, take it, bitch! Take it all!
Computer like 2 hours
We
ago.
just had a request for a blonde joke, so here it comes. This man's driving down the road, and he's got his wife in the car, and she's a blonde. And he starts talking her into it, you know. So let's have a little titty flash. She takes off her shirt, so a little bush flash. Takes off her pants. Next thing you know, she's butt-ass naked. She's like, how about a little roadhead? Next thing you know, he loses control of the car because he's just too into it and, you know, runs into the fucking farmer's field and crashes the car up. So she's completely naked. Her clothes flew out while the car was crashing. So all she can do is she grabs her husband's 2 shoes and she holds them over her pussy. And she comes running out to the road and she flags down the first car that comes running by and she says, you gotta help me, my husband's stuck. And she says, lady, if he's that far in, there ain't much I can do for you.
Alright, so this couple's having sex, right? And the moment they stop for a second, whatever, B, sure enough, fucking flies into the woman's vagina. And they're rushing to the hospital. They get to the hospital, they go to the doctor, they're like, you have to help us. A fucking bee's in her vagina. We don't know what to do. So the guy's like, alright. So the doctor's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. He takes a little bit of honey, puts it on the tip of his dick, and starts putting it in the girl's vagina. And he's like, alright, we're going to lure out the bee with the honey. So he goes slowly, and keeps going faster and faster and faster. He fucks the shit out of his wife. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, new plan, we're going to drown the motherfucker.
Okay, so little Johnny's sitting in class, right? And it's a long weekend, but the kids don't know this, all right? And the teacher wants to surprise them a little bit. So, teacher tells the class, okay, well, we're going to have a little game of trivia. And if you can answer the question properly, you can have Monday off. So everybody's like, all right, the long weekend sounds fucking fantastic. So, first question is asked, who is the Prime Minister of Canada? Little boy puts his hand up in the front, says, that's Stephen Harper, man. It's very good. He goes, go back to your cubby hole, collect your stuff, and we'll see you Tuesday. Yay, he says. Grabs his stuff, off he goes. Goes, okay, question number 2. Who's the President of the United States of America? Little girl puts her hand up in the middle of the class. She says, go ahead, because that would be Barack Obama, ma'am. Goes, very good. Goes, go back, collect your stuff from your cubby hole, and we'll see you Tuesday. She goes, well, I can't take any time off, she says. Well, the teacher says, why? She goes, well, because I'm Jewish, she says. All of a sudden, you hear from the back of the class, you hear, fuck the Jews, right? Teacher freaks out. She's like, who said that? Johnny stands up. He goes, Adolf Hitler, 1943, and I'll see you fucking Tuesday.
right? And it's their 25th anniversary, so they're re-celebrating their honeymoon. And the lady, just before she takes off her clothes, she says, well, what was the first thing that you thought when I first took off my clothes when we first got together? He was like, well, I wanted to fuck your brains out and suck your tits dry. She was like, well, what do you think about me now? She takes off her clothes. He was like, it looks like I did a pretty good fucking job.
Sat around the campfire. The one blonde looks up and goes, I wonder what's closer, Halifax or the moon? The other blonde looks up at the sky and goes, well, I can see the moon.
So, there's this guy, gets stranded in the middle of nowhere, walks up to this fucking farmer. This farmer, it's a big farm, knocks on the fucking farmer's door. Farmer answers and he goes, well, I've been stranded in the middle of nowhere. Do you have a place I can crash for the night? He goes, yeah, that's no problem. You can crash the fucking in the barn, and we'll see you in the morning. He goes, okay, thank you very much. We'll get a tow truck tomorrow and we'll be good to go. So off he goes to the barn. He knocks about 20 minutes later on the fucking farmer's door again. The farmer comes down and he goes, what's up? He goes, well, do you smoke marijuana? He says. He goes, well, I have. Why? He goes, well, I got this big fat fucking joint. If you want to come fucking smoke it with me in the barn, it'd be fun. I was, okay, whatever, sounds good. So he wanders out to the barn, whatever, and they smoke a big fatty together, whatever. He goes back to bed in the farm. 20 minutes later, there's a fucking knock on the door. He's like, oh, what the fuck does this guy want? Holy shit. So he comes and knocks on the fucking door. He goes, you never fucking believe it, man. He goes, what? He goes, the fucking animals are talking to me, he says. They're fucking talking to me. Farmer looks at him and says, don't believe a fucking word that sheep says to you.
Right.
So, what do you do with a 60-year-old prostitute at a party? Turn her upside down and use her for chip dip.
That's fucking gross.
What's an old lady's pussy smell like? Depends.
Bah. What time is it when Michael Jackson has sex? When the big hand is on the little hand.
So this fag, he's walking all over his, he hitchhikes into town, and he's looking all over town, and he's down in southern Alabama, like middle of fucking hillbilly country, so he's obviously out of his element. And he's just going from bar to bar all over this town, and he says, look, I really want a drink, I want a pink lady. I don't know what the fuck that is, but anyway, the bartender says, no, we don't serve your kind anywhere around here, get the fuck out of here, blah, 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 blah. So he goes around to this little podunk town, finally finds somebody that'll be civil enough to give him a fucking drink. He says, alright, I'll give you a drink, but just don't bother any of my fucking customers, alright? You're in southern Alabama, fucking act, right? Okay. So he goes over and he sits down and he's just drinking his drink, he's minding his business. This big trucker walks in, big burly son of a bitch, he just walks in, woo-hoo! I'm so hungry I could eat the asshole out of a cow. Fag jumps up and goes, moo!
Really
A
dope.
blonde's like a tornado. There's a whole lot of sucking and blowing, and then your house is gone.
Why is it when a Scotsman fucks a sheep, he does so at the edge of a cliff?
So he pushes back.
So the sheep pushes back.
Alright, so there's a boss, right? And he has to lay off one of his two employees. He doesn't know which one to do. So he goes to Barbara.
You got it, you got it.
He goes to Barbara and he says, I have to either lay you or jack off. I don't know which one to do. Like, I don't know who to do it. And she says, well, you better jack off because I got a headache, man.
Two gay guys walking down the street, right? And they turn around, they see this dog on the side of the road licking the sack, right? And one looks at the other and says, oh fuck, wouldn't you love to be able to do that? The other one says, yeah, but that dog's gonna fucking bite me if I try. Around, we're gonna tell jokes, we're gonna get drunk. Well, most of us are already drunk, or